Welcome to my way off-grid homestead. I'm Rachel. This is Fireball, one of my dogs. Likes to come and bug me when I'm doing something. Always, yes. So I was gonna do a chicken tractor today and a new intro. I had some disappointments here lately. I got a new phone and all the videos that I had I thought were saved on my Google Photos. When I deleted them off of the phone, they went away. So I had started doing a bunch of videos, kind of practicing and videoing myself and getting videos ready. I was having a hard time getting anything put onto YouTube. So yeah, anyway, we're starting over, and unfortunately, you've missed some things. We'll probably show you throughout the process of this adventure, but for today, I went to go start pulling my materials out and realized I did not have enough hardware cloth salvaged to complete a whole chicken tractor. So I've kind of changed directions. I'm going to take a pre-built cage and just add some of the hardware cloth around it to kind of further secure things from getting in. Since when I came out to start that project this morning and the process of getting my materials ready and kind of looking things over, I realized that something had gotten a hold of one of my meat chicks. So it's not dead, it is wounded. It has something ripped its leg up. So we're going to doctor that today, and then we're going to work on getting the chicken area further secured and moved so that we can start moving them around the yard some and let them pasteurize a little bit. Yeah. But anyway, so that's our goal today. Everything always changes on a homestead. You never know what you're going to get into when you go outside to work on something. Short on materials, short on time, short on patience sometimes. It's just patience. But let's get this bird doctored up. So what I've done is I've mixed up just a little bit of peroxide with some warm water, and we're going to flush her wound, and we're going to try to wrap it so we can keep it clean. We are going to keep her separated from the other birds, so unfortunately she will be probably in a kennel for a few days while we kind of keep an eye on that wound and make sure it's healing and not getting infected. So let's get to the bird. Let me go grab her so we can get this started. All right. Shh. I know. So this is our injured little lady, and as you can see, let me see if I can get a closer. She's got a pretty good exposed area here, and yeah, it's no good. A lot of damage there to that poor little leg. So we're going to take some peroxide solution, water, warm water. Sorry, got a couple bottles here, and we're going to flush this. See if we can get everything wet with that warm peroxide. And I know. Shh. It's okay. Here, put your foot on me. It does have some dirt in it. I'm afraid to rub it, but we'll just, I know. Poor little thing. I just want to fully wet this area. I don't want to try to pick at her too much. Here. Shh. She's still trying to limp around on it. Poor little baby. I know it doesn't feel good. Eee. Yeah, she got me. She pootied on me. It's part and parcel. Poor little thing. I know. Let's check her, see if she's hurt anywhere else. That's the only part I see. Yeah. I think whatever it was just reached right in that cage, and we're going to get some more on there while she's standing up. Yeah. It's a mess, isn't it? It's a mess. She's going to pick at herself a little bit. Poor baby. Yeah. Alright. Now I need you off the... Let's stay over here on the blanket, huh? Can we go over here? Alright. Go ahead, lay down. 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 There you go. Good girl. Alright. We're gonna see if she'll let us kind of hypnotize her and see if we can't pick at this a little bit and get it wrapped up before I go get cleaned up. Back up. Back up. Be a good boy. Can I see? I know. Roll you over. Gently. 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 Alright. I might need to get some tweezers. Yeah. I think some of that's just clotted blood, so we're just going to go ahead and try. It's okay. Try to wrap this loosely. Try to keep... I know. Okay. Okay, not what we need to do, sweetheart. We need to... Alright. Sometimes you just gotta be patient with the poor little thing's in pain. You know she is. And we don't want to stress her out any more than she already is. Some of that is torn into her body area, so we're not going to be able to do a full wrap, but we could at least get the worst part, which is the leg. Yeah, you like my bracelet? I need you to keep the wing up. Try not to get the feathers in there. Oh, baby. Come here. I know. Try to get her to relax for a minute. I know it hurts, honey. I need you to let me look. Make sure we get this covered up without getting your feathers in there. You might have to trim those. See if we can get this under the leg. done tried to wrap a chicken leg before, and it is not the easiest thing to do. Luckily, this stuff self-sticks, so we'll see how long we can keep it on her for. Probably later today. Oh. It's okay, it's okay. Probably later today I'll go get some just regular Neosporin. The only Neosporin I had was, unfortunately, the medicated, and you can't put that on your birds. It has to be the non-medicated. So we'll probably have to unwrap this later. It's alright, it's alright. Let's see if we can just get her to keep that loosely on there for now. There you go. There you go. See, relax. It's all good. But we'll check it again later tonight. We'll pull that wrap off and we'll put some, hopefully, some regular Neosporin on there. Help her heal up a little better. Make sure we get some antibiotic ointment in there. See how she does. You only want to use the peroxide basically one time, initial clean out. So we're not going to keep putting that on there. We're going to get the Neosporin. And so from now on, when we take the bandage off and check her, I just ran my hand through her poop. But I'm going to get cleaned up. We're going to put this little lady back in a little safe space for now. Let her rest today. Inside. Yeah. And let her get a little bit of food and water in her. She is drinking and eating, so that's a good sign. But we'll be right back. Let me get her put back up so she can rest. Okay. So I no more than got her back inside, and she was picking at the wrap, so I went ahead and had to take it back off. We're just gonna let her stay inside. I guess she's not going to be outside, so hopefully it'll stay clean enough. The wrap won't matter. But what I was going to do is take you around and show you where this little setup that I've had, kind of temporary. Like I said, I just got them outdoors, and they've been out here, I don't know, just I guess over a week. And yeah, so like you can see down here where something pushed this bar right here in and got a hold of her. So this was just kind of supposed to be a temporary setup. I just threw some stuff over the top of this temporary cage, and then the plan was to get this chicken tractor built. But as you can see, I started to measure my boards and get everything out, and I realized that I do not have enough of the hardware cloth to do top, bottom, and sides. I've got littler birds over there, my hens. And luckily it wasn't one of my hens, because those are the ones that are going to stay on the property and be my little egg layers. And those are over here are my meat birds. So they got them at the same time. You can see there's quite a bit of difference in size. And this is Miss Tukey. She was my last injured chicken that we had to nurse back to health. She's a Barnevelder, and she still limps around on the one foot every once in a while, but she was attacked by a dog. Her whole flock was attacked by a dog, and her and one other chicken survived the attack. The leghorn was in way better, wasn't hurt at all. She's up there with my son's chickens. We flocked her in up there. We tried to put her in there too, but they were picking on her and running her so hard with that bad foot, we had to separate her. So she has been living in this cage over here, which you can see right now she's out because we're going to modify all this. But we had built her a winter hut, which was one of the videos that was lost. And I have just taken some old, wood that I had laying around and scraps from, building projects, and we built her own little fluffy butt hut for the winter, which we insulated with straw, which she has dug most of it out now and into the pen area. But I think what we're going to do for these meat birds, this will give them a little more room. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to detach this from her hut. We're going to move it up the hill where they can get some fresh grass and stuff today. And we're going to attach some hardware cloth panels around the outside to kind of close up those gaps so nothing can just reach in and grab them. And then my son has some sheet metal he said that we can put on the roof to kind of shade it, but I'm thinking we just might go ahead and keep the tarp on it. Fireball! My dogs, hold on. They hate it when people drive down my road. I don't know why. They pick my road on their four-wheelers because it's so torn up. They're going to be so disappointed when I have that fixed. They are not helping. You can hear them just tear it up down there. Anyway, we'll get into all the ins and outs of how I got started, why I started, what's going on with the crazy old lady in the woods. I'm just the crazy old hippie from California living in the Missouri woods. I've been in Missouri since 1996. So quite some time now. I've had this property for about 5 years now, and I'm just now really getting started. So I had my camper moved down here. I've lived in it on and off. I've had arguments with an HOA in the area about my living in my camper off-grid. They tried to call the health department on me, said that I was dumping my sewage onto the ground, which was not true at all. They came out, they walked around, they looked around, said have a nice day. So that was the end of that. I've moved on and off the site a couple of times, lived here for a few months at a time, and then my dad got sick is what, the main thing. So we'll just start there. My dad got sick, and I went to take care of him for a while, or hang out with him, mostly in the hospital before he passed. And he was all about doing things his way. I do it my way. Frank Sinatra, one of his favorite songs. We played it at his funeral. So I decided to name my homestead My Way Off-Grid. And it is my way. He said, if what you're doing is not making you happy, honey, don't do it. So I quit. And I came here, and this is what makes me happy, is trying to figure it out, on my terms, I guess. So we're going to get this temporary situation cleaned up and dismantled, and we are going to try to make a better chicken tractor out of this cage instead of 2x4s, and we're just going to enhance it some. So, and then we're going to get Miss Tuki over there, our previously injured bird, reset up. She's just wandering around like, haha, I'm out and you're not. But oh, found a bug. Found more bugs. Get them all. But anyway, we're gonna get her reset up with her hut up the hill a little bit, give her a new space, and we're going to use the cage material that the chicks are in for her run, and it folds up, so it's not really ideal to try and rework it. Her run has a roof and everything on it, and since they're only going to be here for a few more weeks, I think they'll be fine. We just reinforce those gaps, and put the hardware cloth, and we're going to zip tie it on because it's just going to be temporary chicken tractor for the meat birds until they are ready for harvesting, which should be in another, I'd say, 4 to 6 weeks. I believe they're just over a month old now, so maybe 3 to 5 weeks at this point. But anyway, they're not going to be with us for very long, so this is just a temporary deal where we, again, for her it will be, for them it will be, because they're not going to be here. And then once we're done with them, we will put her run back together just for her, and we'll be working on building a coop for the laying hens. So good times. Let's get to dismantling. I think I need to go find some cutters to get the zip ties that are on there now off, and they need more water, so we'll make sure that we do that while we pause the video for a short break while I go get my stuff together. All right. So I find when you're homesteading, nothing seems to work out in the time frame you want it to, or you thought it was going to. Things happen, plans get changed. You have to adapt. So this is how we adapt. We don't have what we need to do the original job we want to do right now, but we need to do something right now to get these guys better secured where little other critters aren't reaching in their cage and sucking them off. She's lucky she's alive. That carp is loose. One down, one to go. Coming through. So always be willing to adapt. Alright, now what we're going to do is try to try to attach these panels of hardware cloth to the sides without blocking the doors, but give them enough of an area that's protected so that we don't have critters just reaching in, grabbing birds. Right? I can't figure out what they're doing with their water, but they go through so much. And I don't know that they're drinking it all, or if it's coming out the water. Very well could be that they need a bigger water bucket and having to fill it 4 or 5 times a day. Alright, so that panel, perfect. That one should be good. And that'll just leave us our door spaces. I actually didn't even have to measure that. So I had an old chicken coop, which was another video that I had done that is lost forever. But it was basically the wood frame on it was rotting. So I took it apart and I salvaged the hardware cloth from that. These are some of those panels. So they're pre-cut. And it looks like they're going to fit on this like perfectly, where exactly like the right distance so far. We've got to check this one last one. But as you can see, if I start at the corner here and go, it stops just right before this door. So then all I have to worry about is the 2 doors. That one goes up to the door from the back. This one on this end curves around to the door on that side. So that would just leave the door opening. So if all I have it not covered in the hardware cloth is the 2 doors, the rest of the cage would be pretty enclosed. I think I need one more for that back side. But there's a door there too, so I don't know. It's got like 4 doors on it, one on this side, one on that side, one on the top, and one on the end. So we might cut up one of these panels just to cover the door, separate from the rest of it. But the idea is to put the hardware cloth on, get that secured to where these are pretty big. I mean, I can stick my whole hand in there. So we're going to close that off with the hardware cloth to keep things from sticking their hands in there. I have had, when I first got the original chicken coop with this hardware cloth on it, something did break some of those wires and reach in and kill a chicken. So it can happen even with the hardware cloth, but the idea is to try to keep it from happening, or at least to give them enough warning. It's basically, my dog usually keeps everything pretty well run off. But, you know, not to say that something didn't just sneak in here, and before the birds got ruffled up from it reaching its hand in and getting that one bird, the dogs did take off and bark at something last night. So I'm thinking that's probably what it was, is something came down here, reached its little hand there, busted that one bar, grabbed a hold of that one bird, and when she got injured during that attack and made enough ruckus, the Australian Shepherd came down and ran whatever it was off. But and set the other dogs off. Old Fireball took off out the door like a shot at one point last night in the middle of the night. Anyway, we're gonna get this zip tied up so these birds will be safer, and then we're gonna move this whole thing, I think, up there on the fresh grass for a little while so they can have some fresh ground to pick at, and then we'll just kind of move them along that area and maybe up to the front. Actually, I might start them in the front of the camper on my garden bed so we can get some otherwise I have to rip all that grass up which I started doing, but if I can get the chickens to do it for me, and then I can just put the cardboard down, that'll give a layer of their poop and stuff underneath there, and then I can just weight that down when we get all our rain next week. We'll just cut holes in the cardboard and we'll do a direct sow for some of our veggies on that. So let's get to this. Let me see if I can get you oriented at me without tipping my thing over. Oh, zip ties would be helpful. So, because all my previous videos are lost, I have to remember that we gotta start over and go back through what my purpose is here. So, purpose of this channel is going to be to document my progress over the next year. And we're not quite right, people. My daughter is on the autism spectrum. She's going to be 21 this year. I am over 50. I have a couple other kids living around the area. My son lives just up the road with his wife and 4 kids. I have a middle child, another daughter, that lives in the Joplin area. Not far, so within an hour's drive. But I might get I had my son down here. He cut down some trees for me. That was another video that's long. Series. And then I talked to a friend of mine who does excavation, and he said he would prefer the trees not be cut down because he would rather just push them over. And I guess it's easier for him. So we stopped cutting trees down. We'll let Jerry get down here and push the rest over. But you can see these are all trees that we took down a couple of months ago. But yeah, initially when I got this property, it was so thick and heavy wooded that there was no space in here. So he came down with his heavy equipment and knocked down about, I don't know, 7 or 8 cedar trees and cleared the space for my camper to go and kind of leveled it off for me and all that. And so we're going to have him come do some more of that, hopefully here shortly. I am working on getting my survey information so that we can mark our corners and know where I want to have excavated before we get the excavator out here. So plans. We'll see what works out. But we are going to have some clearing done hopefully this year. See if we can't figure out where exactly we want to put the house. I'm seriously thinking about doing a cordwood home. Cordwood and masonry. But I'm not really in while I'm not in a huge hurry, I would like to have all my buildings done here within the next 4 years, ideally, because I am getting older and it's not going to get any easier. And I do plan on doing a lot of laboring myself, recruiting my children and grandchildren maybe to come help with some projects. See what we can get done. I think that's going to work beautifully. Give that extra guarded feel over here. Might have to, like I said, cut a piece down for the doors. We'll see how far we can get with just tying it to the panel. And but yeah, that almost is just perfect size. So anyway, my plan for the homestead eventually to get some power sources out here. Originally I was looking at wind solar turbine and basically wind and solar generator that charges your batteries. You could do wind or solar or both, I guess, but I do get enough wind down here. I wanted to test out a wind turbine. We do have a lot of cloudy days on occasion when it's so usually when it is cloudy and stormy or whatever, it is also windy, so I think that would be a good time to use the wind turbine just to keep batteries up while the sun is not out. But I haven't settled on quite anything yet. I've watched a lot of videos and seen a lot of different things, so haven't quite decided 100% what I want to do exactly, but we're going to figure it out very shortly. I do know that I have way too much stuff out here, and I'd like to get a shed built sooner rather than later to put some of that stuff up. I have a shed up at the top of the hill. My daughter has got her new to her camper, travel trailer, I guess is what they call it. She's gonna be we'll be working on that. That'll be more project stuff. She wants to remodel it. We've already started ripping things out of it. And probably pull this water out because we're gonna move this. My homemade nipple water jug. We'll see if I can put this on here for now. They like the nipple water anyway. But I think what I'm going to do is maybe just roll this. Actually, I might just have my daughter come out and help me move it. You want the food, Chip Chip? But yeah, definitely need to move it away from. Need to be able to attach a piece around there. So let's just see if we can pull it. Watch out, Chicky. Buried in this straw. She has really pulled a lot out. Now I can at least maybe get to the bottom. Buried in a trench of straw. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of projects. Like I said, while I'm still young enough to accomplish some of this stuff, I already feel, you know, the wear and tear. I say yes, my body doesn't always say yes. I'm not getting any younger, that is for sure. So we need to get some of this stuff done while I still can. Otherwise, my kids are going to be saddled with me for the rest of their lives, and I don't think they really want that. Not that they're saddled with me now. My son does live right up the street, so I see him and his kids probably more than most parents get to see their kids and grandkids. It's a blessing and a curse at times. Leaves me open for free babysitting, and because I'm right down the street, they can walk down here anytime they want to, and it's not always the most convenient timing that they show up, but I love them and it's okay. We make it work. All right, that's one panel on. Now we just trim those little tabs off here in a little bit. See if we can get this other end worked on. I don't know where the best placement is. I wait for it to fall over. I'm kind of on a hill. Where did I put that? Over here. Alright, this one we're going to start over here. I am just a mess. Stay. That's alright. We'll need those anyway. I wonder if the wider panels would be better. In a minute. This one's got just a little more. Yeah, I don't know. One's just a little short and the other one's just a little tall. We'll try this one here. So, I don't know if it's me or society anymore. But basically just kind of decided I didn't want to play anymore. I want to live my life my way and not have to worry about office politics anymore. I played by society's rules. I got married. I had kids. I lived in a nice house just outside of town in the, I guess you could call it suburbs. Raised my first 2 kids with 2 working parents and 2-car garage, all that good stuff, and oh yeah, look at that, right up to the latch. Nice. But things happen. I got laid off from my job that I thought was going to be my career job. In 2008. My husband passed away in 2017. Everything's always changing. And the dogs are going crazy again. My chicken, she is looking at me like, what are you doing to my pen? She does not even realize this will not be her pen after today. She's going to have different setup for a little while. I think my grandkids might be on their way down. But anyway, we're going to finish this up. And I'll get back to you. Look how I just hold.
I say, let it go, can't make it fly anymore. Ooh, turn up. Oh my god. What's it? Does this take a picture?
No, I haven't figured out how that works yet. It's supposed to hook to the phone somehow and be a remote, but and then this comes off, and then it has face tracking on there so that it'll follow you, but I haven't hooked it up to my phone yet.
Done.
And now you can see why I get nothing done.
Ding.